Welcome to the Global Digital Collaboration Conference. In the name of the Swiss Confederation, I welcome you all to these 2 exciting days. My name is Rolf Rauschenbach, and it's really a great pleasure having all of you here. Many people have helped to make this a reality, but the father of this whole thing is Daniel, and please.
Thank you, Rolf. I'm just the father if things go wrong. As long as things go right, which we hope they will, there are at least 47 fathers. But before we get to that, I'd like to talk a little bit about how it started. Today's a Tuesday, and it was also a Tuesday, March 18th, when we had the very first meeting amongst co-organizers to say, would it make sense to invite people together? That's just 15 weeks ago, and in these 15 weeks, we have worked incredibly hard. Rolf, Ruth, Esther, many of us, together have had as much sleep in the last 2 weeks as I hope every one of you had individually. This is still going to be really rough around the edges, but we hope that you will find it useful, and we hope that what we have achieved together in 15 weeks is something that you're going to be happy to have attended.
Exactly. We often were joking, well, I mean, this is a problem we would love to have. Like a lot of registrations. Now, all these registrations are here. We are very happy, but that obviously adds a little bit of a complexity, and we really appreciate your understanding if not everything is working like a Swiss watch, as we started already with quite some delay, but we will catch up. Now, very briefly, today is going to be a day of a world tour. In the morning, we will have all kinds of presentations. In geographic terms, we will travel to many places, many countries, and hear what is going on in terms of electronic identities, verifiable credentials, and wallets. That is the program of today.
And then in the afternoon, so after that world tour that Rolf has mentioned, in the afternoon, we will dive into use cases. So in the morning, basically, it's all about what's happening in a particular part of the world. In the afternoon, it's about what's happening in travel credentials, and what's happening in health credentials, and in driver's licenses, and in car keys. And we're really excited about this because typically, very often, we are in silos. You know, you have a health community that is meeting and saying it is really important to digitize health credentials. And then you have a very separate discussion on travel credentials. The hope is that at the end of today, you're going to have a really good overview of everything that is happening. And so I hope you can look forward to 20-minute keynote presentations in the afternoon for every conceivable use case.
So obviously all these presentations will be super interesting, but let's be honest, we are here to meet, we are here to network, and this does not take place when you sit here. That takes place when you're in the breaks. Unfortunately, we have such a dense program that there won't be that many breaks, but there will be a coffee break, I believe at 10 o'clock, and then there will be lunch, 1 hour at 1 o'clock, and again another break, coffee break in the afternoon. And in the evening, you will be invited to a small apéro.
Yeah, one important thing is a lot of people asked if they can join remotely. No one can join remotely, unfortunately. But we hope that there is going to be a report coming out of this. So this is really a plea. If you're organizing a session or helped organize a session, you should have received a URL with a link. The idea is to try and create a session, reports, basically notes, so that we're going to do this under Chatham House rule tomorrow. Please don't quote who said what, but we want to have an understanding of what happened, and we're going to try our best to put this in a report so that people who can't be here are going to be able to read this up.
Exactly. Daniel was referring to this very exciting and incredible agenda for tomorrow. We have more than 100 sessions called by you. in all kinds of small and large rooms. There was sometimes a little bit a quarrel of who would get what. We hope that things work out fine, and exactly the notes, the book of proceedings shall help all of you who could not attend all the other 15 sessions that were taking place in the same time tomorrow. And actually, the day tomorrow was basically inspired by the concept of an unconference. People who have been at IIW or at similar events know how that works. We were not courageous enough to say, well, let's meet in Geneva and call the sessions just on the day. That might have been a bit tricky. So we had sort of an unconference session calling process over the last few weeks and the last few nights. Please consider that. An unconference means you can go to the session you want to, you can leave the session when you want to, you can not go to a session and have just coffee. It is here for you, for your pleasure and for your insights, and you know best what to do. So please be active, participate, collaborate. The sessions tomorrow are called collaboration sessions or collaborative sessions.
Yes. I want you to know one more thing about this conference. We have 47 co-organizers in total, and we're really proud of them. At the end of the day, someone needs to sign the agreement with the CICG. Someone needs to be responsible if anything happens. And that someone, in our case, is the Swiss Confederation, the country of Switzerland. And it's really from the heart that I want to thank the Swiss Confederation in abstract, and I want to thank you, Rolf, in particular, for hosting us. Switzerland, in many parts of the world, is synonymous with neutrality. And you know, all of the co-organizers, in their own ways, are neutral. The standards organizations are neutral, the intergovernmental organizations are neutral, the open source organizations are neutral, but we're not always neutral when it comes to each other. And this is really meant to be an event that is a neutral space, even for neutral organizations. And it's really made possible by the Swiss Confederation. So thank you very much. I am really, really happy. And the other 4 organizations I would like to speak about specifically are the sponsors. Of course, without sponsorship, this wouldn't be possible. And you know, in most situations, for most conferences, you thank sponsors. But I think we owe them an extra debt of gratitude, because at many conferences, the way it works is you sponsor because you want to speak. And no sponsor here can speak because they are a sponsor. The only way to speak here is by being nominated by one of the co-organizers. So our sponsors, you can argue, are getting much less in return than the sponsors of most conferences. And I'm really thankful to Google, to Huawei, to MasterCard, and to Visa for making this event possible. Thank you to all of you.
Okay. So we were thinking quite a lot about how shall we open this conference. And initially the idea was that a number of people would speak, but then we figured out, I mean, we have almost 50 co-organizers. Who would be the one who can speak and who would be the one who cannot speak? So we decided, let's make it simple. We just make a few housekeeping announcements, as we do now. And now is the big moment to call one representative of each co-organizing institution to the stage. We take a family picture, and then we go off into the actual overview session. So I would like to call now everybody to the stage, and please come as we speak. I will read all the co-organizers in the alphabetic order, just to give you an idea who is actually here. So, American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, Association of European Vehicle and Driver Registration Authorities, SDOs, IRA, Blockchain Governance Initiative Network, Car Connectivity Consortium, Center for Digital Public Infrastructure, Cloud Signature Consortium, Decentralized Identity Foundation, Digital Credentials Consortium, Digital Credentials for Europe, Digital Identity and Data Sovereignty Association, Digital Impact Alliance, Digital Society, Eclipse Foundation, École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, Center for Digital Trust, European Commission, European Committee for Electrotechnical Standardization, European Telecommunication Standards Institute, European Wallet Consortium, FIDES, FIDO Alliance, FinTech Open Source Foundation, France Titre, Generative AI Commons, Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundation, Global Trust Foundation, Global Platform, International Electrotechnical Commission, International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, International Organization for Standardization, International Telecommunication Union, Internet Engineering Task Force, iSpirit, Linux Foundation, Modular Open Source Identity Platform, Nordic Baltic EID Project, OpenID Foundation, Open Mobile Hub, Open Wallet Foundation, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Potential Project Liberty Institute, TASAMA, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, United Nations International Computing Center, Verifiable Trade Foundation, World Bank Group, World Health Organization, World Wide Web Consortium, and the 4 sponsors. Thank you so much. And I dare to say this is a historical moment. All these people have never gathered together. And all these people, all these organizations are required to actually achieve what we want to achieve during the next 2 days, which is interoperability, so that we can exchange safely, securely, and simply personal and other data over the World Wide Web.